What's going on, my fellow fact finders and truth seekers? I hope that you guys have had a blessed day today, and I hope all is going well. As usual, I'm here to present you all with 6 statements, 5 facts, and 1 lie. I have a theme for today. I'd like to focus a little bit about phobias. There are many different types of phobias out there. I'll go over 6 of them. Of course, the same premise applies. One of the 6 statements that I'll provide you all is not going to be true. So again, you need to listen carefully and do a little bit of research to identify what that one phobia is that is not true. Y'all ready? Let's do this. All right. So we often hear people say that I'm afraid of this or I'm afraid of that. A phobia and a fear are two different things. A phobia is an excessive fear of something, whether it's rational or irrational. I'm not going to dive too much into the psychiatric aspect of it, but just know that phobia is an excessive and sometimes irrational fear. Studies have shown that at least 10% of Americans suffer from some type of phobia. Now, this is one of the most common psychiatric illness among women and the second most common psychiatric illness among men. So phobias are very prevalent, and there's a plethora of phobias to mention. So the most prevalent of all the phobias is arachnophobia. Yep, that's correct. The fear of spiders. This phobia affects 3.5 to 6.1% of the entire world's population. That works out to about 300 to 600 million people that have that one specific phobia. Ophidiophobia. Just the sound of that word puts fear into a lot of people. Ophidiophobia is the fear of snakes. I know about this one personally. It doesn't affect me, of course, but my mother is deathly afraid of snakes. She can't even watch snakes on TV. So my mom definitely suffers from the fear of snakes. This phobia actually affects 1/3 of all adults. Okay, this is a good one. Magoricophobia. Magoricophobia is the fear of cooking or a fear of the idea of even cooking. Now, this phobia, whether rational or not, brings on extreme anxiety as the person is afraid of how their food might turn out or how it might be presented to others, so they avoid cooking altogether by any measure possible. Just a quick administrative pause. If you have not already done so, I do ask that you subscribe to my channel, like my video, and turn on that notification bell. That way, whenever a new video is posted, you get a notification and you can head on over to my channel and peep my latest video. Alright, on to the next phobia. Here we go. This is a good one. Nepherophobia. Nepherophobia is the fear of not knowing what you're afraid of. Kind of sounds like a oxymoron, but you're afraid of not knowing what you're afraid of. Look it up. It's a thing. Or not. Could be a thing. Or not. So, how much of you are old enough to remember the show The A-Team? Whenever they wanted to get Mr. T on the plane, what do they have to do? Yep, stick him in the neck, put him to sleep, get him on the plane. Then he wakes up and he wants to beat everybody up. That is called the fear of flying, better known as aerophobia. This is also a very, very common phobia. It affects 10 to 40% of all Americans and is categorized as an irrational fear. Why is it an irrational fear? Well, despite what's been happening since 2025 with all the planes falling out the sky and stuff, flying is actually a lot safer than traveling by automobile or any other modes of transportation. Therefore, it's classified as an irrational fear because it's not really founded. It's just a personal fear of flying. I personally like flying. I like flying and I like jumping out of planes. So this is an interesting one. Phobophoria. Phobophoria is the fear of being afraid, or the fear of having a phobia. Might sound kind of redundant, but it's a thing. Or might not be a thing. I think it's a thing, but again, do your research and find out for yourself. There are over 500 named phobias to date, and that list is constantly growing as people are afraid of some of the strangest things. But fear, or extreme fear, aka a phobia, is a personal psychiatric issue that can be addressed. They always say face your fears. You can also face your phobias and get over them. So it's up to that individual, yourself, or whoever, to face your fears, face your phobias, and get past them and move on to the next. So what that does for you by getting over your fears or your phobias, it allows you to unlock another level in your life. That way you can accomplish and do even more things. So thank you guys for your time this evening. Hope you continue to have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. As usual, stay frosty, stay curious, and ask questions respectfully. Until next time, I'm out.